guys, and welcome to another episode of Convention Confessional. My name is Katie Hunt, and I'm here for the good, the bad, the ugly, for a lot of things. A lot of things. We have been over a lot in the last few months in this wonderful podcast, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it. And to continue the trend, I've asked yet another one of my friends to come on here. We're going to talk, shop and costumes and possibly anime conventions, but we're also going to talk a different kind of convention today. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Christilynn, how are you, dear?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh my God. If there was two of me, it still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, I definitely hear you on that.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. I'm so excited to have you.
Yes, I'm so excited to do this. Did you call me ugly though? I feel, you were here for the good, bad, and the ugly.
I'm in stories here, not you. You're never ugly. You're gorgeous. You're my child. I would never.
Aw, thank you, Dad.
Christilynn and I have known each other for a couple of years now. Good Lord, actually more than a couple of years. I'd say almost 10?
Oh my God, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
And I still fangirl over you, so nothing has changed.
That was our first meeting.
That was our first meeting.
If you want to tell that story just to get things rolling, that would be hilarious.
It was really funny because this morning I woke up to the reminder that we were doing the podcast, and I don't know why it just came to my mind, but I literally I woke up, I looked at my phone, saw the reminder, and I was like, oh my God, was our first meeting literally me running up to her screaming and hugging her without permission?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, I am so ashamed.
And now we're going to talk about it. Everyone's going to know my shame.
There's so much shame in my history.
There's the show, folks. Have a good night. No kidding.
I almost just spit out my water.
It just jokes. Yeah, no, I recall we were judging and you were coming in with Danny.
Oh yeah, no, okay, yes.
No, the second time was you running up and hugging me, which was totally fine. I was totally fine with it. No, the first time was at judging. And
No, it was the other way around. So you legit had no idea who I was. I don't even know if you still know. Did I just confess? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Our decade of knowing each other and I don't even know you.
No, legit our first time meet. It wasn't even meeting. It was after the masquerade, and I was there with Danny. We were doing Doctor Who stuff. I was dressed as Amelia Pond in her police sexy kissogram outfit. And I ran up to you. This was after the masquerade. You were on stage as Tony Stark. And I just ran up to you and I was like, oh my God, I love you. And I flung my arms around you and you're like, what's happening? and that was it. I literally ran off afterwards. And it's funny because there is actually a picture on Facebook somewhere. I don't know who has it, but I've seen it multiple times. There's a picture of you with your masquerade crew talking, and I'm standing in the background just gawking at you.
No. Oh no, I didn't realize. No, I lied. I don't believe it. You have to find the picture now. Because
I do. Oh my gosh, it's going to take me forever, but I will find it. It is so funny because I remember seeing it. This was years later, so we already knew each other and we're already actual friends.
Right.
And it popped up, I guess, on somebody's memory or something, and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, there's evidence.
Well, there was another picture too that was me with Gaston, and you guys were in the background of that one too.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen that one. I remember that one.
I recall our first meeting a little differently.
Yes.
Because we were at judging. I remember we were at judging. Because you guys were getting
this was
judged.
when we officially met.
Possibly. Because you guys were cosplaying from Merlin.
Yes.
Yep. And I just remember sitting at the desk because the last group had just left, and we were like, okay, whoever the next person is, and it was me on the end. Sorry, it's so cute. I'm so sorry. I'm on the end of the table, and my friend Jess is next to me, and our friend Kristen, and then Devin, who is in charge of everything. And the door opens, and you walked in, and you saw me, and you walked back out again. We were just like, oh my god, people coming into the rooms like they don't know, like, not to check the door, whatever. Like, we had no idea. We're just like, well, okay, whatever, bye. And we got talking. And then you came back in, and we were like, oh, okay, whatever, no worries. Like, and in the middle of your, like, you know, talking about your costume, you look at me. You're like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt in the middle of this. I love you. And I'm like, and I just remember everyone looking at me like, you were so sweet. You were so nice. It was so cute. You were just like, we love you. We think you're so talented. And we love when you host. And you're like one of the best hosts. And blah, 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 blah. And you just like went on. And then you went back to your judging thing. But I don't think you know what happened after you left the room.
Oh, yeah. No, please fill me in.
So again, adorable.
Oh, okay, but I do have to say that I was not expecting you to be at the judging table. So I walked in. I was like, yeah, whatever, walk in. And then I saw you, and then I had to walk out and take a moment.
It's like, I'm not this cool, guys. I swear to God, I'm not this cool. So you left, like, we judge, like, you know, judging. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. You guys left the room, and I'm sitting there, like, I'm just staring at the door, and I just look to my, like, you know, my right, and they're all looking at me. I'm like, don't fucking say a word. They're just like, you're so cool, Katie. Like, get away from me. You're like, oh my god, we like not mocking you, but just like,
oh my god,
no,
I know, yeah.
Popular. I'm only popular at these things and I don't know why. But no, it was like, honest to God, like, it was so cute. And like, I'm so glad we're friends now, because it's just like, it's one of those crazy moments again where you're just like, I don't think I'm anybody. And you, whatever, people can, whatever. I really don't feel like I'm in anybody. I go to a convention for like 3 days in the weekend. I go, I have fun, I do a job, you know, like, I'm glad people appreciate it. And it's just like seeing that I have that effect on people. Like,
you're great.
It's wild to me. I'm just like, no way. This is a joke. Who paid you?
I know.
Who put you up to this?
But
Was
it's
it Ryan?
true.
Was it Ryan? Did he pay you? But yeah, no, like I said, like, I love it, because it's just like, oh my gosh, like, people do like me, guys. See? And they're just like, okay, Katie, anyways.
They're like, okay, take it down a notch.
Yeah, right. But you're not that cool. I'm like, thank you for humbling me. So, but yes, that was our first meeting, and I love it. I love every minute of it. It's so cute. And now we're friends.
And now we're friends.
And planning to do all the cosplay together at some point in our lives when the world comes back together.
Absolutely.
It's gonna happen. Peter Parker.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I said you're my Peter Parker.
Oh, I better be.
You are. I would never allow anyone else. But yeah, no, yeah, anime conventions and stuff. But I texted you earlier, and you were like, "Oh, is there like a topic for this episode?" And like I said, normally I let the person come in and have the topic, because I want, you know, everybody to talk about what they want to talk about. I'm gonna be greedy today because you, my dear, work for a very interesting convention.
Yep, very interesting.
Like, you're kind of a big deal yourself. See, like, here we are talking about me and freaking out about me, but no. We're gonna talk about you. Christilynn, dear, what is it exactly you do?
So first of all, I am a cosplayer, but the only other character that I will do that, you know, is cosplay, so not crossplay, but cosplay, is Bella Swan from Twilight. So I have a giant Twilight cosplay group, and we are the official cosplayers for the Forever Twilight In Forks cosplay convention, which takes place in Forks, Washington, which is the actual place where Twilight takes place. How many times can you say place?
It's so good. I remember, I mean, it's funny too, because I remember when we first got talking, when we started becoming friends, and then you started posting pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, you like Twilight. Like, you know, I like Twilight. Nice. I've cosplayed from Twilight. I did Edward a couple of times in the past.
Didn't you do dating game, Edward?
What's that?
You did the dating game as Edward?
Yeah, we hosted the dating game as Twilight and Buffy. It was like a combo.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Well, before that, I did a couple conventions. Like, I went as Edward Cullen with my ex, and being Bella, and But I was like, oh wait, you're really into Twilight cosplay. And then all of a sudden the picture started showing up for your Twilight convention.
It's like,
And I was
no,
like, oh
I'm
shit, you're really
really,
into it.
really into it.
Like, you are Bella, period. I was like,
I'm Bella.
what's that like?
Um, really cool.
It is really cool.
It's I mean it's great. It is really cool. You know, you kind of hear the two different sides, because either you love it or you hate it. But
Mhm.
it's like, if you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you really, really hate it.
Mhm, mhm.
So I mean, I've had things thrown at me before.
No.
I've had people shouting at me before.
Like, at the
Uh,
convention?
yeah.
No.
Yep. Although I do have to say that um they are like all these people that aren't Twilight fans but happen to be in the middle of the convention, if you will, because this literally takes place around the entire town. Everybody's so nice now, and everybody is so welcoming. So I think just in the beginning they were a little confused. They didn't know what the heck was going on. But now very welcoming. So it completely changed. So I do have to say it's a lot more positive now. Um but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I'm sure, you know, you would be able to know that as well, because, you know, hosting.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's a week when you're like committed to something. It's like and you're like kind of like the front man for it. Like, it's a
Mhm.
lot. It takes a lot out of you. Like, I don't think people realize that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're on, like, you're pretty much like center stage. Like, everyone's on you. Like, focus.
Yep.
Especially at a convention like that. I mean, you guys are pretty much like walk me through the weekend. Like, what happens?
Ooh, okay. A lot. So it starts off, basically we have this, you know, kind of uh, little meetup for anybody who comes in a little bit earlier on Thursday, you know, like a normal convention kind of does. But this meetup is at one of their, actually, I think it's the only bar in town. It's a very small town. So we have this cute, fun little meetup. We are usually in character, though, because we don't want anybody to see us out of character until the end of the weekend, just so, you know, it doesn't really like spoil anything.
Sure.
But yeah, so we have that meetup. It's cool. A lot of the actors and or actresses from the movie end up going to that meetup too, which is really awesome. So, you know, sometimes they have, you know, like handlers with them, but it's all very chill. So if you're if you're a huge fan and you want to meet some of the actors and actresses, you should definitely go to this little meetup in this little bar in this little town. So that's basically Thursday night, and then honestly, Friday through Sunday is just a blur.
Well, I mean, like, because I mean, sometimes you guys have like it's like so many years since a certain book came out or something. Like,
Mhm.
are like the weekends themed to certain books, or is
Yes.
it?
Yep. So most of the time, there there's always been like an anniversary or something. Um, so like there was Twilight's, I think 10-year anniversary, and then it was New Moon, and then, you know, if like something was happening with one of the movies or something. So there's always something. There's always like an anniversary or something special to celebrate. So we just go with whatever that theme is. So for instance, this year, we are doing Breaking Dawn part, I think, one. I don't know if it's part one or if it's both parts. I think it might just be Breaking Dawn. Um, so we're doing that one. And I have to basically get like wedding stuff going, um and
Vampire Bella.
yep, Vampire Bella, which I'm always excited about because that's always a lot of fun. Not excited for the contacts; those are always really annoying. But
Yeah.
I'm not a huge, like, I don't get me wrong, I love contacts. They definitely complete any cosplay,
Mhm.
but just not a huge fan of having something in my eye.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
I know. I just got contact prescription because I'm like, maybe I want to be able to see at conventions now.
Yeah.
And it's
That's a good
like,
idea.
it's a good idea, yeah. And it's like now it's like, okay, well now I have a prescription, so if I need to get colored ones, like I can just put my prescription in, like be able to
Well,
see.
that's good though. I know for us, we go through this website. It's actually the same contacts that they used for the movies.
Ooh.
I think it's like SFX something. I can't remember the actual website. But they're hand painted.
What?
It's pretty crazy. They're ridiculously expensive,
I bet.
but they always look incredible in person, which is key because you're meeting all of these people. It's not just like, okay, well, I'm in cosplay and I'm gonna take some photos. It's kind of like being in Disney World and meeting a character.
Twilight
um
Disneyland.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have us like walk around, and it's not like, oh, it's in this one building for the weekend. It's literally across the entire town.
Well, yeah, because you
um
have to like do different like setups at different locations,
yep.
right?
Yep. And the whole other aspect of it is we are trying to promote a little bit of tourism there because it is a very small town.
Mm-hmm.
Before Twilight happened, they were struggling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of stores that were closed down, nothing really great happening there. And I know that they were able to basically come back from it all because of Twilight. And just some really awesome people that were involved with that sort of thing. Um,
That's
so
cool.
yeah, so we're also just trying to promote the tourism, keep people coming back. But what's really cool about it is a lot of people will go for the Twilight aspect, but they will end up coming back anyway because it's so absolutely breathtaking there. You're right in the middle of the rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
There are incredible beaches. It's literally there's this one spot where you hike 2 miles through the rainforest and you come out on the other side on a beach. Like, it's so cool. And
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there. It's absolutely beautiful. Like all the pictures and stuff you guys take and everything. And I mean,
yeah,
you've seen like the movies and stuff. Like it's really pretty.
it's absolutely stunning. There's nothing like it. So yeah, I enjoy going, obviously for Twilight, but also just like the hiking and everything is so crazy. It's awesome.
I just want to see you guys like I, I don't know, like like those California commercials, like come to California. Like I just see you guys as a collective doing one for Forks.
Come to Forks, Washington.
Honestly,
We have vampires, werewolves, pale girls,
weddings.
weddings.
Like if nothing else, I feel like that should be something that comes out of that weekend at some point. And I'll take no credit for it. That's all you guys. Like,
yes, thank you. I will be making a TikTok when I'm there.
I appreciate you.
I will. I will cite you in it.
Yes. Welcome to Forks. What can you do out here? Beaches. Hiking mountains. Chasing down big game.
Drinking human blood.
Right, just like wiping it off. Like, Jasper, no. Bad Jasper.
Oh, Jasper.
Right, Alice. Alice would be the one. She would totally be the front person for that.
Oh my gosh, this is
Edward
perfect. I'm pitching
no
this to our Alice.
Edward would want no part of it. Rosalie would just be like, maybe, I don't know. And it would be down.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pitching this to our Alice, who is our delightful PR person. I'll be like, listen,
I can't tell
we
you
have
what the
this
source
idea.
is. I just gotta let you know. And she's like gonna be listening to this podcast, going, Oh man. So yeah, so like you guys do photo shoots and stuff out there?
Yep. We do photo shoots. We do meet and greets. We host things. And then after like the weekend is over and everything, then we do our own personal photo shoots for our own Instagrams.
Mhm.
And I mean, we basically only do this one time a year. That's really, we used to do more events, but it's, we're all a little bit older now, so life kind of gets in the way, so we just do this one event, and we have to keep reminding ourselves that it's the one time that we're all together, so we always have to focus on getting a year's worth of content for our Instagram account and that sort of thing. And then you definitely feel it when you start running out and you're not quite back to September yet. It's like, oh,
No one will
scrounging.
notice. No one will notice. They're gonna know. No, they're not.
They're gonna know.
Flip it
They're
around.
not
Flip
gonna
it.
know.
Invert it. So I mean, there's got to be some interesting stories of things.
Oh.
I want to hear about the people that threw shit at you.
I have some interesting stories.
I'm ready.
This one actually has nothing really to do with anybody. But we have this really awesome house that we rent every time we go, and it's in La Push, not on the reservation, but it's out in La Push.
Right.
And it's on this beautiful piece of land. It's very private, which is what we like, and it's just so quiet there. But it's a huge house. You can tell that it's an Airbnb. It gets, rented out like every week. It's a very popular house. So there was one time that we were there. It was maybe like the third day we were there, and my friend Alan, who plays our Edward, decides, I'm gonna just like sprawl out on the couch. I'm gonna lay down for a couple of minutes before we have to start getting ready. And so he does, and he puts his hand, or like his hand kind of accidentally goes in between some of the cushions, and he pulls his hand out, and he's holding a thong.
What? Wait, what?
He pulls his hand out and he looks at it, and he's just like, ah, and he like chucks it across the room. And it wasn't any of ours. It was legitimately somebody's thong was just, left in between the cushions of the couch.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
Yep. I don't know what ended up happening to the thong. I know he threw it, but I don't know where it landed. I don't know if anybody picked it up and threw it away. It might still be there.
It makes me question if they cleaned the place.
It was so funny. There was another time where it was the first year that we had Kyler in our cosplay group. He plays Emmett Cullen. And he's one of those unicorns. Like, you just wonder, who is he? Where did he come from? He's just a very interesting human being. And we had come home, and it was like 1 a.m. and we were all exhausted, and everybody kind of fights over the showers, and it was finally my turn to take a shower, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, finally. I just need to get all this makeup off me. I just need to decompress. I'm exhausted. Give me my shower. So I get into the shower, and it is ice cold, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why me? So I take an ice cold shower, not relaxing at all.
No.
And then I walk downstairs. So there's kind of like it's not so much a basement because it's still above ground, but it's I guess I don't know, it's a weird, it's an above ground basement. So I walk downstairs to the basement section where there are more bedrooms and more bathrooms. And I can't remember what I was doing, but I went to go into the bathroom down there, and I opened the door, and Kyler is in the jacuzzi tub just taking a bubble bath. And I look at him, and he just starts blowing bubbles at me. He was like, hey, you want to take a bubble bath? Like, he was inviting everybody. Right. And he was just like, let's take a bubble bath. And I looked at him, and I was like, you are the reason why my stinking shower was so cold.
No, thank you, maybe.
And he was like, yeah, maybe. I mean, this water's pretty cold too, but it's a bubble bath. I'm like, okay, man. You do you.
There's a picture for the Instagram.
We have some pictures. I believe we also have some videos as well. I don't think we posted those just because that might come off a little questionable, but yeah, he's just a funny character. I love him. I'm trying to think of anything crazy fan wise because we've had quite a few of those. I don't know. I guess pick a year.
Pick a year. I don't know how long has this convention been going on.
Since well, for me, since 2000, technically 2011, but let's say 2012.
Okay. All right. So I mean, this has been almost going on for like 9 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. 2014.
Okay, let's see. So, ooh, okay. This one's more tea than it is. This one's more tea.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm getting the tea bags. Hold on.
So, where do I start? So there are a lot of petty people.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
Have you been to a convention, Katie?
Continue.
And I do. So there are a lot of there. I would say there were. I feel like the fandom now is a lot cooler. They're a lot more chill.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's always got to start.
Yeah. There were quite a few cosplayers that just weren't nice. They were very dramatic, very petty, like I said.
No.
And a lot of them would talk behind my back, and it's really funny because they all think that I'm oblivious and I have no idea because I'm so nice to them. But I mean, my thing has always kind of been kill them with kindness unless, they do something really messed up. So I also don't like to play into the drama. So a lot of times people think I don't know. But I do, and I have a lot of eyes, if you will, in this community. And so I remember this one year, this one person in general. Oh wait, no, actually, it might have been two people. Now that I think about it. Oh yeah, there were two people. So there was this one person who was just always really obsessed with trying to figure out what costume pieces people had and what costume pieces people didn't have. And I actually found her in my room, in my closet, going through my costumes.
What? Like at your private house with a thong?
Yeah, actually, this year we didn't stay in that house, so this was a hotel or a motel, if you will.
Weirder, even weirder.
Yeah. I walked in and I was like, and I knew exactly what she was doing, and I was like, can you please not do that? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, and she just like walked out. And then so part of that was she was always so obsessed with knowing what other people had, and the other part of that is that if there wasn't a costume that I had, I would borrow from other collectors, and just for the event,
right?
And she was able to pinpoint who I borrowed from, judging on the sizes of the clothing.
Okay, that's creepy weird.
I mean, it's like,
did you want them? Is that what this is? Like she's trying to steal your stuff?
she just kept tabs on everybody, but I don't know. Like part of me was like, that's really impressive.
The Twilight gatekeeper, what the hell?
Yeah, there are a lot of those.
No.
But yeah. But yeah, so it was just I just walked in and like I was just so shocked. Like I didn't know what to do, so I just asked her politely to not do that, and she just walked out of my room.
Guys,
And I was like, okay,
thank
bye.
you. Oh, I want to pat her down on the way out, but like, nope.
Thankfully, nothing was taken.
Good.
I didn't even think of that because I was just so stunned.
Yeah, see, be glad I'm not
And
at picnic with you. I'd be killing people.
and then I found out that she went to this other girl and told her, and she was like, "Oh, they're not even her costumes. They're borrowed from this person I know because I checked the sizes, and those sizes don't match Christilynn, and some of those sizes are very specific to this person." And then and then, and then the other girl was like, whatever, Christilynn's ugly and I could be a better Bella than she can be. And this all got back to me.
Yeah.
Because they were going around telling everybody else, and everybody's like, hey, so this person said this, and I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, it doesn't upset me. You just have to laugh. Like, it's just comical. It's like,
What the hell?
okay.
Oh,
Like, okay.
bitches. Fucking bitches. Whatever.
So, I keep saying my Alice. Her name is Victoria, or V. She goes by V in the community.
Yeah.
And we came up with the titles back in the day that they're jealous Bella cosplayers, so we call them Jelly Bellies.
My god, this witches, my goodness. It's like
Yeah.
we at conventions all the time, but it's just like, I'm sorry, did you get picked to be the official Bella? No, you did not.
And like, that's the thing, is that everybody, again, I'm saying, like, back in the day, I feel like everything's gotten so much better, but back in the day, it was so, like, people turned it into such a crazy competition. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like I have an advantage because, yes, like, I do this in Forever Twilight in Forks, and I was picked, and people do know me. So, yeah, maybe I do have an advantage, so I don't quite understand, but I've never really been the competitive type like that anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like so many people just want you to fail. And it's like, that stinks, because I actually want all of you to succeed. I'm very pro supporting other cosplayers.
Right. And I get that. Like, I get that so hard.
Oh, I know you get that.
Right. It's just like, I mean, I worked for multiple conventions at one time, and it's like, you think like, oh, hey, I'm going to work for all these conventions, and I'm going to do this work for all these conventions, and you think that each of them would support the other one, and that is not the case.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, and like I said, like, they're all cosplayers and stuff too, so it's like cosplayers not supporting like your own team members when they're trying to succeed doing something else. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. For example, we had our member. Her real name is actually Bella, so it got a little confusing.
Right.
Her name is Bella, and she played our Rosalie, and this actually just happened a couple months ago back. She was just being very honest. She was like, I love playing Rosalie. I still love doing it, but I'm being called to do, another character and another group. And, she was very torn about it for a while because she didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But we were like, no, like, go for it. If you preferred playing this other character with this other Twilight group, like, go for it. That's what you want to do. I want you to be here, kind of lost or not having all the fun you want to be having.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, just support cosplayers. Just support cosplayers.
Yeah. Like, we're all in this together, guys.
We are all in this together. So yeah, so that was a little bit of a tangent I went off on. Where are we? What day is it?
Yeah, right. So anyways, now it's like 6 hours later. I blacked out. We've come back. Yeah. No, but seriously, it's like, especially with stuff like that. It's like, okay, but like, you guys are all here to have fun this weekend. Like, you can all cosplay Bella too. It's not the end of the world. I'm just the one on the website, so
Yeah,
that's how I feel about
but
it. You don't have to feel
but
that way about it, but that's how I feel about it for you as a
I
faithful
remember there was one convention that I went to, and there were two Twilight cosplayers that happened to be judging the costume competition, and I happened to be cosplaying Bella. And there were actually, this was when Twilight first came out, so you saw it a little bit, and
right.
there were actually multiple Twilight characters doing the costume competition. And so we're all going up, and this is basically kind of just like you parade around the crowd and then the judges judge.
Mhm.
And I remember the Alice cosplayer being, it was kind of like passive aggressive. She was joking, but I could tell she was actually being really catty. And she went to her Bella and she was like, "Ah, Bella, everybody's dressed just like you." I'm like, okay, this is a costume competition, right?
Right. Like,
Right.
oh, thanks. Yeah,
Like,
no,
okay.
I
Okay,
always
people.
did I always did Edward, because again, cross player. I very rarely do I ever wear a girl costume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. But
Yep, nope. I feel ya. Bella's
yeah,
the only one.
I'm like, I'm out. I'm all set. Yeah. But yeah, no, I did Edward, and there was this convention in Massachusetts, that we found out about kind of like short notice that Kellen was going to be there.
Oh, awesome.
And it was
I
like
haven't met him yet.
and it was the weekend that Twilight opened. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and it was like my ex was on it. She was like, "All right, I got tickets to the opening night in Boston, and like they're gonna be there, and they're gonna have a costume contest at that like theater." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, well, I'm just here for the ride, so yeah, whatever." And it was funny because like again, like Twilight was just opening up, and it's like they were two of the bigger guests at the convention that weekend, but like
Mhm.
nobody had
Wait,
bought
it was Kellen and who?
Kellen and oh my god, I feel so bad. Eddie. No, Eddie
Like
Gaffney?
oh, okay. I was like Eddie, like
No, no,
Robert
I'm trying to think of
Pattinson.
his last name. I was like, shit,
Yes,
no, it's
yeah, yeah.
Eddie.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, yeah, Eddie
Um,
Gaffney.
okay, yeah.
And
Yep.
they were there together. And again, like the movie hadn't really come out yet. The book was big. And like the premiere for the movie was big because I guess it had like intertwined with like people who had actually just bought tickets to see it opening night.
Okay.
So it was like they didn't realize what they had gotten themselves
Oh,
into.
oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, I mean, like I said, like me and my ex, we went out that weekend. We were like, okay, so we're gonna wear the prom outfits to the movie premiere. We're gonna wear this, movie outfit for like the first day, this one for the second day. Like we had like 3 or 4 outfits lined up for the weekend, and
Oh,
it was
that's awesome.
yeah, and it was funny because like, again, we were just like, okay, so all these people are here, but nobody's really paying attention to them. Like there was like maybe like a handful of people at the beginning of the weekend that were there.
That's so crazy.
I know. It was funny. And I just remember like the first day, obviously we got our photo ops in early and everything. And we went to the first like big room that they were talking in, and there was again like maybe 50 people in the room at a
Wow.
convention. Yeah. And Kellen had a hat on the whole weekend, like covering up his hair because it's like they had just like got the announcement themselves that they were going to film for a second one. And he had to
Oh,
like
okay.
pretty much go film it like after he was done that weekend, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like keeping like hiding his hair. So what ended up happening is like we went to our photo ops. First of all, we went to go to the movie premiere for it, and they showed up, of course. And they were like, people in the room are just like, "Oh my god, it's Kellen!" Like, "Ooh, it's Emmett." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's Emmett. He's so pretty."
He is. He is a very pretty person.
He is, and it's just like, oh man. And it was, like I said, like the people that had no idea he was going to be there were freaking out, but of course, people that were there that knew what the hell was going on were freaking out. And I don't recall if we like won, like it wasn't like a costume contest where they like handed out an award or something. It was kind of like they picked who was the winners. And I'm pretty sure he picked us, if I recall.
That's amazing.
I know. I was like, oh my god, he recognizes me. So like the next day, of course, like when we're actually at the convention, we get our photo ops. He immediately knows who we are because.
Aw.
And it was just funny. Like the whole weekend, we pretty much hung out because nobody was there to see them.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like we actually, like, he loves K names, just so you know. Like lie when you meet him and tell him that your name is spelled with a K because he's obsessed with K names.
All right, noted. Although this year we're getting Charlie Swan, which I'm complaining.
I wouldn't complain one bit. So I actually have the Vogue magazine that came out that weekend. I bought that Vogue magazine and ripped the page out with them in it, and he signed it. That he loves K names.
I love that. That's hilarious.
Like,
Wait, which picture was that?
It's the one where they're all like standing in that field with the weird backlighting. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't describe it.
Is it the one where it's like it's literally all of them?
Yeah.
Like Eddie's there too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know that one. It is poorly photoshopped in the background.
Yes. But I have it signed by Kellen Lutz.
That's amazing. I love it.
But by the end of the weekend, like that Sunday, the announcement came out that New Moon was going to be filming. And that Sunday, we went to the convention, and we had brought snacks for them because, again, we were hanging out all weekend because nobody else was there to see them. And all of a sudden, it was like word got out that they were in Boston.
Oh,
the room was full.
It's like you walk in expecting to only have like 25 people there, and you're like, guys, I brought snacks.
Oh, hey guys,
and then you're like, oh.
Like before, we were sitting in the room with our feet up on chairs, just being like, hey, what are you doing right now? Like, what's your favorite movie? Like, should we watch it on our phones? Like, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, excuse me, do you know Kellen Lutz? No,
we're friends.
Yeah, well, to the point that we're friends that we sat and we got to the front row by some miracle, and his hat was moving, so you could see his hair under it, and they hadn't officially announced it. Like, we got, like, the announcement because we were part of some, like, mailing list or something. I don't know. My ex was, like, all over it. So, like, we could see his hat moving because we had asked him in the weekend. We're like, are you wearing that hat because your hair might be a certain color right now? And he's just like, I'm not at liberty to say. like, the stare down. So we saw his hair peeking out. So we'd be going like this, like, Kellen, like, moving our hands on the hat. And he's like, oh, shit. He's, like, moving his hat. We were like, we got you, babe. We got you. I mean, like, that's it. Like, I mean, I've never seen him again. But it's just like, we had that moment. I had that moment.
You should text him sometime.
Yeah, totally. I have his number. Yeah.
It's actually really funny because I had this friend who unfortunately passed away, and he actually owned the first Twilight clothing collection.
Okay.
And he would tour around with all of the actors and actresses. And he literally had all of their phone numbers in his cell phone. And I remember at one point he had to show me something on his phone, and I was like kind of peeking, and he kept covering up. He's like, no, we are not calling these people. And he kept like covering the names of the people. I was like, please.
I just want to say hi to him.
I just want to say hi to Jackson Rathbone.
Give me this.
Which it was fine because I ended up meeting him a couple years ago along with Mike. Oh my gosh, I always forget his real last name, but in the movie he's Mike Newton.
Yep.
I feel so bad for him. If you want more tea. I don't think anybody warned him about this convention. Speaking of, he was just so like deer caught in headlights the entire convention. And at one point, I remember it was actually the first time I had spoken with him. We were at this event, and everything's open. Like I said, like there's really, there's handlers, but everything is very lax. So I think that's what threw him off, because people can just, like walk up to him and talk to him. And already there were a lot of people walking up to him, and I guess he had already gotten some weird comments, or like some people that were, kind of like trying to portray him as being in character. It's
weird.
Yeah, and it's really awkward when an actor is there, like being themselves. It's like some people are cool with it, but just go and meet the actor. Don't have them be in character.
Right. Like they're here to be them. They're not here playing a part like the rest of you.
Right, yeah. And I guess he didn't know that there were going to be people walking around as the characters. So my friend Katie, who other Katie, she spells her name with an IE.
Yeah.
Although I have almost accidentally texted the both of you thinking you were the other until I checked the end of the spelling. Anyways, she had gone up to him and she plays Victoria, the vampire. She had gone up to him in character and had already messed with him apparently.
Oh, no.
So scared deer in headlights. And I walk up to him and I'm like, "Hi, how you doing?" Because I could tell that he just looked really uncomfortable and I just wanted to be friendly. And he was like, "Hey." And then I realized I don't know what I'm going to talk to you about. So there was this slight awkward pause and I looked at him and I said, "Okay, cool. Really awesome meeting you. I'm going to go before I make this more awkward." And I just walked away. So,
well, gotta go.
So I think with me trying to prevent from making it more awkward, I think I made it 10 times more awkward.
That's usually how it ends up.
And because I could hear him, like I turned and walked away and I could hear him in the distance saying, "No, it's fine."
No, okay, bye.
He actually he walked in. So like I was not a witness of this, but this is what one of my friends told me. He walked into one of our Saturday night parties and literally looked around and then looked at his handler and said, "Get me the fuck out of here." Oh, I'm sorry. Can I curse?
Oh yeah, of course you can. This is E for a reason. Oh, please do.
Okay. So yeah, that was a thing. Although, like, I have to say, he was a good sport. He was very nice. I think he just wasn't prepared and he was very caught off guard.
Right.
So I did you see New Moon?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the scene where he, in character as Mike Newton, is standing outside the movie theater and he already looks kind of sweaty and sick?
Yep.
That is what he looked like all weekend.
Oh no.
I'm not even kidding you. That is legitimately what he looked like. And I kept telling everybody, I was like, "Guys, he literally looks like Mike Newton in the movie theater scene." And they're like, "Oh my God, you're right."
Oh man.
I was very concerned for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I don't think he's coming back.
Oh my goodness. Well, my dear, this has been absolutely lovely. You're always a joy. I'm so glad we talked about Twilight Convention. I've been so excited to talk to you about Twilight Convention.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to promote while you're here besides, Forks?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, obviously Forks, Forever Twilight in Forks. It is in September. It is every September. If you're on Instagram, if you want to check out our cosplay group, it is at the Olympic Coven. And if you just want to check me out, you can check me out. Hey. Just kidding.
Very nice.
I am at, I'm gonna say, Miss Lady Crossplay. You could find my Inside Bella's Closet through the Olympic Coven, but that's got a lot of dots and a lot of hyphens, and so you can find me through there. But if you want to find my crossplay stuff, it's Miss Lady Crossplay.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And everyone, if you like this episode, make sure you share it and tell your friends. And I will link all of that for our listeners so they can check it all out. Thank you so much. And have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, guys.